Imagine waking up in a cold cell. You're alone, in a country where you don't speak the language. You didn't break the law. You didn't do anything wrong, but you've been charged with a serious crime. And everyone thinks you're guilty. This is the story of Emily Harris, a 26-year-old woman who was framed while traveling abroad and ended up trapped in a foreign prison, miles away from anyone who could help her. This is her true story, and it could happen to anyone. Before we continue, kindly subscribe for more true life stories of people imprisoned abroad, and don't forget to like, share, and leave your comments. Emily had always loved to travel. Born in Canada, she worked as a freelance photographer. Her social media was filled with oceans, deserts, mountaintops. She made a living exploring the world. In 2019, she was invited by a friend to visit Morocco, a country she'd never seen but always dreamed of. The plan? A 2-week adventure through Marrakesh, the Atlas Mountains, and the coastal town of Essaouira. It'll be cheap, beautiful, and unforgettable, her friend had said. It was unforgettable, but not for the reason she hoped. Emily landed in Marrakesh on a sunny Tuesday morning. Her friend Samuel, a local fixer she'd met through Instagram, greeted her at the airport. They'd spoken for months, and he promised to be her guide and translator. Everything felt perfect. The food, the architecture, the people, all warm and inviting. Samir had even arranged a stay in a traditional riad, a courtyard-style guest house in the old city. For the first 3 days, everything went according to plan. Then came a border check. On their way to the coastal region, they were stopped at a routine police checkpoint. The officers asked for IDs and searched the vehicle. Emily didn't worry. She had nothing to hide. But when they opened her suitcase, they pulled out a small black pouch. Inside, 10 tightly wrapped packets of white powder. She froze. What is that?" she stammered. The officers didn't respond. Moments later, Samir was speaking quickly in Arabic. He looked nervous, but kept distancing himself. Emily was placed in handcuffs. Samir was let go. She never saw him again. For the next 48 hours, Emily was kept in a detention cell. No lawyer, no interpreter. She was questioned repeatedly in French and Arabic. Every time she said, "I don't understand," they became more frustrated. She asked for a phone call. Denied. She begged to speak to the Canadian embassy. Denied. All she knew was that she was being accused of trafficking narcotics, punishable by up to 25 years in Moroccan prison. She hadn't touched drugs in her life, but the evidence was now in her bag. At the courthouse, she was finally given an interpreter, a young woman named Amina who spoke broken English. Through her, Emily learned the gravity of the charges: possession with intent to distribute, transport of illegal substances across borders. Bail? Denied. Semi's name was nowhere in the police report. In fact, they claimed Emily had traveled alone. Her phone had been wiped. Her photos, chats, and booking confirmations, all gone. They are trying to erase the truth, she whispered to Amina. But no one listened. She was moved to a women's prison outside of Casablanca. She'd been framed, and she was now trapped. The prison was overcrowded. 40 women to a single cell. No beds, just mats on the floor. One toilet. No hot water. Emily survived on bread, rice, and boiled carrots. She kept to herself at first, afraid, ashamed, angry. But slowly, she found others like her. A Nigerian woman arrested at the airport. A French girl caught with hashish her boyfriend had hidden. One thing they all had in common: they were all scapegoats, used by traffickers, forgotten by embassies, just names on a growing list of foreigners jailed abroad. After 6 months, a letter arrived from a Canadian journalist who had heard about her case. "We're looking into wrongful imprisonment in North Africa," it said. Emily wrote back, explaining everything: the suitcase, the pouch, the friend who vanished. She listed everything she remembered: the name of the guest house, the Instagram DMs with Samir, the checkpoint location. Within weeks, the journalist found proof. CCTV footage of Samir placing the pouch in her bag. Deleted chats recovered through cloud backups. Read guest logs showing 2 names, not 1. The truth was finally coming out. With this evidence, her legal team filed for an emergency appeal. It took 4 court hearings. But finally, after 11 months in prison, the Moroccan court overturned her conviction. She was released with no charges. The judge stated, "It appears the accused was unknowingly used as a vehicle for trafficking. No apology, no compensation, just a stamp on her record and the freedom to leave." But her trauma, that would last forever. Emily returned to Toronto with nothing but a few clothes and a journal. She couldn't sleep for months. Crowded rooms made her panic. She deleted her social media, cut off contact with strangers, and refused to travel. Even now, years later, she says, "I still check my bags 5 times before flying. I still look over my shoulder. I still don't trust friendly smiles abroad." Her career as a photographer ended, but she began speaking publicly about what happens to foreigners caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. "It's not just about being innocent," she says. "It's about being invisible. If you travel abroad, let this story be your warning. Never let anyone else pack your bags. Be cautious of people you meet online. Know your rights before you lose them. Because being framed abroad is not fiction. It's real. It's happening. And for some, it's a life sentence." Emily got lucky. Others don't. Kindly subscribe for more true life stories of people imprisoned abroad. And don't forget to like, share, and leave your comments.